Greetings and salutations. My name is Tiedra Jackson. I am the visionary of King's Kid. It's where we educate individuals on how God creates, covers, carries, and crowns us in personal, professional, and mentor-mentee development. So today we're going to focus on that professional development aspect of King's Kid. And the jewels we'll be dropping today is ways to maximize your LinkedIn or even create a LinkedIn. So if you want to create a LinkedIn, you go to the website, www.linkedin.com, create your profile. You can also connect your Google account, your Google or Microsoft account to your LinkedIn, and you'll receive notifications anytime someone trying to connect with you, leave a comment, or just tag you, which is pretty cool. So the first thing that you will see on my profile is my customizable banner. Now, before I was laid off, my organization had marketing banners for us to use. So before I was laid off, I would use the company's banner that would show others where I work or what I did. But those banners were typically approved by the company's marketing department, which was really cool. So now that I'm not working and I want to transition from one industry to another, I created my own banner that would show certain characteristics that are needed in that industry that I'm looking to go into. So in order to create a customizable banner, I'd use Canva, and you can type in LinkedIn banner. When you type in LinkedIn banner, all of these banner options shows up, and you can customize your banner to display what you're expert in and what you're good at, and just take your profile to another level. Because with the company banners, you and 10 other people may have it, but with a customizable banner, that's you. It reminds me of the Dr. Seuss quote, "You are you, that's truer than true. There is no one out there that's youer than you." And I feel like that with a customizable banner, it's you being true to yourself and you exuding a certain type of confidence that you want people to know that you have. So for me, I want to transition into the learning and development industry. And in that industry, you have to have public speaking skills. You have to know how to develop a workshop or even run a workshop. So for me, I have pictures up here to show that I'm not afraid to speak in front of people. 3 of the 4 pictures I have shows that I'm rocking a mic. So it's nothing for me to rock a mic. I can do that. And I have the pictures to prove it. So the next area we'll go to is the actual profile picture. Typically, I see profile pictures that are similar to mine. And the other way you can have a profile picture is just a headshot. I will say with profile pictures, I think that you want to make sure your picture shows and represents your personality. I do not really like any of my profile pictures to be dull, which is why my picture, I have on a white dress, but my earrings are very, very bold. And I've received compliments on it, but I've also received feedback where people was just like, I shouldn't be paying that much attention to your earrings. But this shows that I'm a vibrant person and I like statement pieces and I like to have fun, but I'm also serious about my business. And that's what I want to exude out of that. The green feature that you would see is a hashtag open to work. So this is a new feature for job seekers. Ever since COVID, LinkedIn implemented this feature. That way, when somebody sees my name or somebody sees my profile, they see that I'm available for work, which is really, really cool because it helps job seekers get noticed potentially at a faster rate. You have my name, Tiedra Z. Jackson, MS, and then I have learning and development / talent acquisition. Now, you can put your title there. Well, I have learning and development. You can put your title there. I'm the VP of Diversity and Inclusion, recruiter at such and such company. Or what I've seen is if people have multiple roles and responsibilities or multiple job titles, they would put author, speaker, mentor, recruiter. They'll just list them out. And another one that I have seen that was really cool is I help enter your target market, accomplish the problem you solve using the method for solving that problem. So for example, I can put I help organizations create and enhance virtual and in-person spaces through effective learning strategies. That could go there too. I have my location, and with my location, I'm in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And then with the connections, if you have 500 plus connections, it'll show 500 plus. But if you have less than 500 connections, it'll show that exact number. So if I had 399 connections, it'll just show 399 as opposed to 500. So after 500, they stop counting. With my contact info, I have my LinkedIn profile, and you can customize your LinkedIn profile. So when you customize your LinkedIn profile, you click the little pencil at the right, and you can edit the contact info. I just have my email address and my birthday. I don't have my address, and I don't have my phone number. I have seen people put their office phones there or their work phones there. I just have my cell phone, so I don't want people to have that type of access to me, because you just never know. You really have to use discernment and be careful. And definitely, I feel the same way with my address. With the profile URL, it's in the edit contact, and you would click it. And you go over to your right, and you click the pencil where it says edit your custom URL. So I have Crowned with Tiedra. My life mission is to help individuals live a crowned life, whether that is personally or professionally. So any area where I could put crown, I'm going to put it, because that's my ultimate mission in life. So after you edit, it'll save it. And then at the bottom of the screen, you'll see a success if it actually saved. This next area where I have open to work. Now, these are the roles that I am interested in, and it says it's visible to all LinkedIn members. But when I was working, it's not right here, but if I put I'm no longer open, that won't be available on the actual screen. But when you're using your job preferences, or you're trying to edit the job preferences, you could type in the titles that you're looking to join, to the type of titles that you are looking to be a part of, the type of titles that you're looking for next. You could put your locations, multiple locations, and you could put immediately, I'm active applying, or flexible, I'm casually browsing. And then you could put what type of job. Is it contract, part-time, full-time, remote? So you own what this looks like. When I was working, I didn't have mine visible to all LinkedIn. I didn't have mine visible to all LinkedIn members. Under it, it says all LinkedIn members. You can have that option to say just recruiters as well. So it doesn't have to be open to everyone. This is the about stage. Now in this about stage, what I did was I researched profiles of people who were doing what I wanted to do, and I worked to mimic their verbiage and even their formatting as close as possible. You can do that. It's free game. No one's going to come after you for stealing their format. The first thing I have is my name pronunciation, because people do not know how to properly announce Tiedra, and I feel really good when people actually take the time to at least try to pronounce my name instead of just giving me a name that's actually not mine. And this is a summary about what I do. Remember, I said who creates and enhances virtual and in-person experiences through training and development. So that can go in the about or your tagline at the top as well. And then I have things that I'm knowledgeable about, the things that I've done, and methodologies, content creator, public speaker, panel moderation, talent management system user, and workshop design and facilitation, which are all things that characteristics and traits that you need in the learning and development space, especially starting out. So right here, you know, you could do whatever it is in your about section. It doesn't have to be just one paragraph. It could be multiple paragraphs. Just make sure that you're showing how you have added value. That's the most important thing. You want to make sure you're asking yourself, but answering for your audience. How have you added value? Featured. Now, this is a specific area where you can feature whatever it is that you like. So for me, I have my learning and development portfolio here. So they click the sites.google, and they get to see my portfolio of all the work that I've done as it pertains to learning and development. But you can also feature certain posts. You can feature articles, links, and media. But this is a way for you to establish yourself as an expert in whatever field that you're desiring to go in. Your dashboard is only visible to you. It's only visible to you, but it shows you how many people viewed your profile. This is like your analytics stage. It shows you how many people viewed your profile, how many post views do you have, and how many search appearances have you appeared in. So with these search appearances, people are searching for certain words, and as they're searching for those certain words, this is the number of how many times you've appeared in that specific search, which is relatively good. Career advice. This is an area where you can get advice related to your career. So you can get interviewing, networking. It allows you to connect with people who are experts in a certain subject, and you reach out to those people and they give you advice on how to move forward. And salary insights. This is a really cool option because you want to know if you're being paid or compensated properly in your job and in negotiations as well. So this is a great place to start to look at your salary to say, hey, I am being paid properly, or no, I'm not. And it's great just to know. And it's great because you actually have the data to say that based on the market and based on my research, I should be paid, $10,000 more. Activity. So with the activity, it shows, this is just a snippet of all of your activity. Under your activity, it does show how many followers you have. So I have 1,958 followers. But if you click see all, you see all my activity, the articles, the posts, and documents. So this is everything that I like, everything I comment on. This is just everything, all of my activity in one specific area, but I could break it down to the articles specifically that I posted and I created. And even with your articles, it shows you analytics of who viewed it, how many comments, and how many likes. And then you have the posts. It breaks it down to posts as well. And these are posts that you made, posts that you're tagged in, which is really, really, really cool. I really enjoy this. And then it's the documents. And these are just the documents. And this is specifically where it'll show up. But these are documents that you have uploaded to LinkedIn. Now we're getting to the bread and the butter. With your experience, you own and control the narrative of what you want to put out there, and you communicate the value that you've added. One thing that I've always noticed is numbers stick out a tad bit more than words. So anything that you can switch into an actual number, 5, 10, 20, that's really, really, really good because the numbers stick out. So for me, you see 4, you see 10, 15 to 250, 5 plus 3 online. That's one way you can set up your experience and explain your experience. Another thing I love about LinkedIn is with your experience, it doesn't have to stay right there. You can move it. You can move it. You can switch it. So when I was working, King's Kid was not on my LinkedIn. But since I knew I wanted to transition into learning and development, the roles trainer facilitator are more aligned than recruiter. So I added King's Kid on here, and then I made it the top so individuals can see what value I've added. And then I've incorporated certain articles in media for people to see the work that I've done. That's one way you can just share your experience. Another way that you can share your experience, and I see this a lot with people who are maybe directors or VPs, they're on a totem pole. Instead of them sharing their experience, they just share what the company did, what the company do, what the company stand for. So I see that a lot of times. So it's multiple ways where you can share your work. I personally like to share how I've contributed to the overall value of the team, but specifically with Teva, That was a short project, number one, but I also really didn't know how I've added value. So Teva is on my LinkedIn, but Teva is not on my resume. I don't have Teva on my resume. And when you've worked with a company for multiple years, but you have different roles, you just add that role and it creates a connection effect. So all of this is the work that I have done. But when you do this, it has to be consecutive. So you can't work at the company for 2 years, leave, and then you come back. It won't allow you to do it that way. But if you worked at the company consecutive, it'll align like this, which I think that's pretty cool. Next, you want to implement your education. Now, when you're adding your education to it, you also can add the ways you've added value at the institution in which you attended. And you can add documents, you can add graphics, you have options to control the narrative that you would like to put out there. So for me, I just have the roles in which I serve there, which is perfectly fine. Then you have your volunteer experience. Your volunteer experience should be set up similar to your actual work experience. So you show the value in which you added, or you can just do the actual vision and mission of the team program that's what I did for North Texas Majestic Daughters Empowerment. Skills and endorsements. So people could come and endorse you for specific skills. No matter how many skills they endorse you for, LinkedIn will only allow you to show the top 3. They'll only display your actual top 3. If they want to see more, they can click show more, and there it is. You can also take a skill quiz, and based off that quiz, you will get the feedback, and that's another way to show that, hey, I'm actually skilled in this system, or I'm skilled in this specific area, which is really cool. But to just take the quiz or just add a new skill, and in a lot of cases, you can endorse yourself too. Recommendations. Recommendation is different from a skill and endorsement. With a recommendation, people actually have to write that out, and also with a recommendation, they have to show in what way do they know you. So I can go on somebody's page and endorse them for skills. I can do that. But when you're doing a recommendation, look at Mark. So with Mark, it says what he does, but at the bottom it says where he worked with me at. So I'm going to go and ask for a recommendation. Who you want to ask? We'll ask Eddie Francis. You have to select the relationship. You have to select the position. And then to ask for a recommendation, you would say, hey, could you write me a recommendation? And you have the option to view that recommendation before it's actually published on your LinkedIn. And that goes back to giving you the control to own and control your own narrative, which is really, really, really amazing. So the skill, you can just go in and click it, but with the recommendation, people actually have to type that out and tell how did they work with you. Accomplishments. Now this is where you can put any certificates, any languages, and any publications, and you could put organizations that you're part of, language, test score, award and honor, project, course, patent, or publication. So the accomplishments is not just limited to what I have. You have options, and this is the place where you want to put it out there to show that, hey, I'm an expert in this place. I do this. This is what I do, and that's important. And then your interests. These are the companies that you follow, companies or people that you follow, companies or people that you're excited to be with. And a very important thing in regards to LinkedIn is engagement. So with engagement, go to my notifications. With engagement, you see certain things like who viewed your profile, who mentioned you. You get a lot of updates, but it's just as much as you engage with other people. So what you put in is what you get out. My LinkedIn is at an all-star level because I have taken the time to consistently add to it. It's a running document. Your LinkedIn is running. It's a running document. It's like money. It's fluid. So you should always be either uploading something, commenting on something, engaging in people posts, and that's how you build your network. I don't have a lot of people I have on LinkedIn. I don't know them personally or haven't even met them in person. I just connecting with them on LinkedIn. Now what I'm starting to do is connect with people in the learning and development space and talk to them more. And that's building my network with industry experts who are ahead of me in the field. If you have any other questions or anything else you would like me to touch on in regards to maximizing your LinkedIn, please connect with me. My website is www.kingskid.com. That's KINGSSKID.com. If you would like for me to review your LinkedIn and go over some things just to help you take it to the next level, you can email me at tedra, TEDRA, at kingskid, KINGSSKID.com. And in the subject area, please type in LinkedIn review. But this concludes our LinkedIn webinar for the day. I am super, super excited to see your LinkedIns, and it is my prayer that the jewels that was dropped in this webinar help you take your LinkedIn to the next level. Be blessed, guys, and stay crowned.